Alrighty, welcome to Alt News Talk Radio. Today is Wednesday, September 5th, 2018. This video is about Tyler Perry, who's getting involved in missing men's cold cases. These two gentlemen went missing after being detained and so-called arrested by this sheriff by the name of Calkins. You're going to hear the video in just a minute, but this is a different take from what we normally see from Tyler Perry. Normally, we would see him strutting around in a dress, trying to make people laugh. But this is no laughing matter. This right here is about justice. And Tyler Perry is putting his money where his mouth is, as you'll soon find out. Let's take a listen.
Cold case that is heating up with the help of filmmaker Tyler Perry. Two men disappearing more than a decade ago, both reportedly last seen with the same sheriff's deputy. Now one of their mothers is filing a lawsuit against that former deputy. We're going to speak with Tyler Perry exclusively in just a moment. But first, Lindsay Davis is here for the story. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning, Robin. Tyler Perry, the prolific filmmaker, actor, and activist, is known for his hit comedies and dramas. And now he's trying to help solve two real-life mysteries, keeping the cases in the national spotlight and even offering reward money. This morning, filmmaker and actor Tyler Perry now announcing he's seeking justice in real life.
We have got to come together as one to fight injustice and fight what is wrong. This is wrong. This is wrong.
Perry is now offering a $200,000 reward for any information in the disappearance of two Florida men who mysteriously vanished after being apprehended by former Florida Sheriff's Deputy Steve Calkins. Perry says he was moved to act after watching an episode of Discovery ID's Disappeared. Back in 2004, witnesses claim they saw the former sheriff's deputy taking 27-year-old Terrence Williams into custody near a cemetery in Naples, Florida. Williams was never seen again.
Maybe he's out there in a cemetery. Come back in his car, I'll be gone.
Calkins initially denied ever meeting Williams.
The people at the cemetery are telling her you put somebody in the back of your vehicle and arrested them, and I don't show you arresting anybody.
I never arrested nobody.
But Calkins eventually changed his story, admitting that he noticed Williams having car trouble, so he allegedly dropped him off at a Circle K gas station. But neither man was ever spotted on the station's surveillance camera.
If there's anything that you know, speak up, please.
That story had a familiar feel. A few months before Williams' disappearance, 23-year-old Felipe Santos also vanished after receiving a traffic citation from Calkins. Calkins claimed he last dropped Santos off at a Circle K because he didn't have insurance or registration. Calkins was eventually fired from the Collier County Sheriff's Office, but he's never faced criminal charges in either man's disappearance. Calkins did not return multiple requests for comment. In a statement, the Collier County Sheriff's Office tells ABC News they are committed to investigating the disappearances. Terrence Williams' mother and her attorney Benjamin Crump have launched a lawsuit against Calkins, hoping that it can bring justice for their family. They say Perry's help has been a gift from above, Robin.
We're going to talk to him, Lindsay. Thank you. Because joining us now is Tyler Perry, exclusively from Atlanta. Tyler, thank you very much. I know this is so important to you and so many others. In Lindsay's piece, you first learned about this case through that TV episode. What made you want to get involved, Tyler?
Well, just looking at Terrence's mother and how she was so passionate about finding out what happened to her son and her pain made me want to get involved. And let me just say thank you to GMA for giving this story attention, because these men have been gone for a very, very long time, and it's been very difficult to get attention in national news. I even had one reporter say to me that my victims were not sympathetic. So, Robin and everybody there at GMA, thank you so much for giving these people attention, because they absolutely deserve it. This is wrong, and this is injustice, and we got to fight for it. And I also want to say about the Collier County Sheriff's Department, there are some detectives down there that have been amazing, that have been standing with Marcia and trying to get through this. So this is not about us against the police. This is about finding justice for these two men.
Well said, and I want to talk a little bit more about that as well. But I want to go back to Marcia Williams. You have gotten to know her. This is a strong woman, and like the Santos family, they just want answers.
Yeah. Yeah, she wants answers, and I think that this person who put them in the car, Deputy Steve Calkin at the time, who was a deputy, did not count on the resilience of this mother and her love for her child and the commitment that she had to making sure that he got justice. So I'm very, very blessed and fortunate to be in this situation to stand with her during this fight.
And initially, you were offering $100,000. Yesterday, you upped that to $200,000 for any information, and you're really hoping that this and the lawsuit will bring somebody forward to get some of these answers, Tyler.
For sure, yeah. The civil suit is more about trying to find out what happened and getting information that can lead to a criminal investigation. So we're going to pursue every avenue that we can to get justice for Terrence and Felipe Santos. Just because he was an undocumented immigrant or because Terrence was a black man who had 4 kids, it doesn't mean that their lives are not important. So we're going to do everything we can to seek justice in this case.
And I want to go back to something that you were talking about earlier, Tyler, because you and so many others feel that these kinds of cases do not get the national attention that they so richly deserve. And you were brilliant in your press conference yesterday when you were talking about this is not a black and white issue. Can you just expound on that?
Yeah, well, just where we are in this country, it's just everything has become about race or party or separation. This is not a black or white issue. This is not a police versus us issue. This is about just justice. And what I was saying yesterday is just that I don't care who you are. You know, there are deputies, and I hate getting into black and white, but there are deputies down in Collier County who are white, who are just as interested in seeking justice as we are. Monica, who runs Q for missing persons, she's a white woman. She's just as interested in seeing justice as we are. And the thing about this is, during slavery, when slaves were trying to escape, there were white people that helped them. During the civil rights movement, there were white people that helped and marched alongside of us. So I just want us to get away from everything being black and white and come together and stand for what is wrong. And this is wrong. Stand against what is wrong. And this is wrong. This is injustice.
Yeah, and people are just seeking justice. All right, Tyler, thank you so much. I know that you made a lot of news yesterday for this and also for your offer to Jeffrey Owens. And I know we got to go to commercial, but I'm going to talk to you about that in the commercial break.
Okay, well, here at Alt News Talk Radio, you heard it from the horse's mouth. Tyler Perry. He gave his viewpoints on this whole situation. I give him some credit for putting his money where his mouth is and adding another $100,000 for any information leading to the arrest of someone involved with this case. Now, we heard that this sheriff totally got what I term as white privilege. There are some people who's not going to like that, but there is no way on God's green earth that he would have gotten away with this had it been any other situation. There are 2 human beings that have been missing after being last seen with this sheriff, and no one has done anything. What do you call it? If you don't call it white privilege, what do you call it? Oh, sloppy police work? What, are you saying that the police are just horrible and who should be fired then? What other excuse are you using? Because we got to get down to the nitty gritty of who's accountable then, because somebody has to be accountable. You can't just come and give me some answers and there's no accountability on what it is. You know, you guys are used to doing that when it comes to justice, and that's not justice whatsoever. So I asked the question, if you don't call it what I said, what do you call this situation? Now, I'm really glad Tyler Perry has gotten involved with this. It seems like he's bringing some kind of peace to the mother. Now, the fact that the other parents haven't come forward for Felipe, well, you know, black people, we usually do cape for everybody else, so I'm not surprised that Tyler is definitely on that point. But even though I don't think he's really on that point, because that's not who he's actually helping here. He's actually helping the mother here, the black mother, and I think that's appropriate. But nonetheless, this is an odd situation. Odd in the fact that there's no justice. No justice was even sought. So that's a sad, sad indictment on our so-called justice system. Also, for Tyler Perry. You know, I don't know if Medea, you in a dress, would have said the things that you said about, oh, this isn't about black and white, it's not about this, and oh, kumbaya with the police and all this and that, right? You know what? You made a lot of good points, though. I'm going to give it to you. You're right. There were black people who tried to help. There were white people, rather, excuse me, who tried to help black slaves out during slavery. You are right. We've learned that in history. You are also right. There were white people who helped in the civil rights struggle. There were white people who actually died for black people. So I'm not even going to take that away. But to sit here and say, you want to get away from this, Tyler, that's nice. But you're living in a fantasy world, dude. You can want to get away from it, but everyone else is not going to follow that same lead, Tyler. It just doesn't work that way. This is a country that's been built on this shit. And you want to turn around and say, oh, it's not about this and we need to get away from that. Who are you? You're a dude that wears dresses in your movies. Get off of it. You could have done any other kind of movie, but you decided to do this whole man in a dress shit. And you know what? I give people like Dave Chappelle major kudos. Do you know that man turned down almost $100 million because he refused to get in a dress and you easily decided that it's cool? And you wonder, and people wonder why the state of black America is in the dire straits we are. Because we got even people like you, Tyler Perry. But I'm sorry, I digressed. I went into something different. Nonetheless, Tyler, everybody doesn't think like you. I wish they did. And then maybe people could get away from this black-white stuff. But it's just that this country is built on it. You're just not going to easily come along and wave your little magic wand or purse and think it's going to go away. Medea can't even do that. This is Alt News Talk Radio. Hoping you like, share, and subscribe.